freehand. I didn't obviously. I mean, it's not perfect, but
Jude, no bragging.
Yeah, I've got to brag on this. This is a masterpiece. Warm front to the north. We're in that soupy air mass. Low pressure, a slow-moving low pressure out in northern Missouri is going to just inch off to the northeast over the next 48 hours. In and around that area of green from central Kentucky back up through Illinois into portions of Wisconsin, we have a daily chance for showers and storms. Not only tomorrow, but if I had another map for Sunday, it would be almost a carbon copy, except you'd move things about 250 miles off to the east. So tomorrow, scattered showers and storms, not all day, but they'll definitely start to develop as we head towards the afternoon hours. Next map, Jeff. Man, you're doing a great job.
This is very nice, very nicely done.
Here we go. This is Angelique's work here. Tonight, scattered showers, a couple thunderstorms, mainly early. Once we lose the daytime heating, we'll lose a lot of the energy. Then patchy fog late tonight, just like we had early this morning. 68 degrees for your low. That's where that dew point is right now. So it's going to be a muggy one, air that you wear. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Now, at times, we'll see a couple breaks to give us a little bit of sunshine. We'll have a high temperature right around 85 or 86 degrees. Jeffrey, how about the planning forecast? Huh?
Oh, nice.
Look at this. Jeff did this one with the flags, some fireworks. So over the next 5 days, temperatures in the 80s for the most part. The coolest of the next 5 will be the 4th of July. Now, where we have the thunderstorms pop up, they're going to put down copious amounts of rain. I mean, it's going to come down real heavy, real fast, just like today. Southern Owen County around Corinth, they picked up around 2 inches of rain. Not everyone's going to see it, but if you happen to be underneath that thunderstorm, you're going to get drenched. Hopefully around 9:30, 10 o'clock on the 4th of July evening, we'll be dry. Most of the thunderstorms will be out of the area, but we have that chance for a couple storms over the next couple of days, all the way through the middle of next week. The pattern's not going to be breaking. So
you're saying we're going to be clearing up then? Because remember, last year for the 4th of July, a lot of folks,
not forgetting
fireworks
that
were all rained out.
Huge squall line came through. I don't think we're going to see much severe weather, but any issue would be more in lines of the flash flooding type thing with the heavy downpours in localized areas. I don't think we're going to see a squall line come rushing through the area like last year. But you can never bet on the weather. We'll see how it evolves.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jude.
We'll
get your microphone back there, yes?
We'll be back a little later, too.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jude.
Feel a little like Dick Clark. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
Jennifer Aniston.
Things are a bit different here at Channel 12 today. We were off the air from about 4:10 until about 5:30. And right now our signal is only going out on Warner Cable, thanks to their major bit of cooperation. A piece of equipment, they tell us, believe it or not, called pothead, burned up just after 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Now, a pothead, we're told, because we're not engineers, but a pothead is the piece of equipment which joins the overhead electrical lines with the underground lines which feed our building. Synergy has crew members here. You see, this is video of our station right now here in Mount Auburn. Synergy has several crew members working on our property right now. This is the satellite truck. This is the way we're broadcasting from Channel 12 through Time Warner Cable. That's Tiffany, our producer, who's in there right now. You can see her. She doesn't know you can see her. But they're working on the property. It's not yet clear how long it will take to restore our power here at Channel 12. But as you see, we have crews here. We have fire trucks here. Our engineers are working feverishly to get us on the air to you.
Our signal is going up through the satellite truck that you just saw onto Warner Cable and into your home. So there's a large portion still of the Cincinnati and especially northern Kentucky area unable to see our signal right now. And we're trying to get it up as fast as we can. In the meantime, we're going to deliver the day's news, which is our job, and we will continue to do that as they try to fix the technical aspects of what is wrong today.
And so we'll begin here. A federal official is coming to town to hear what residents think about plans to tear down their homes. We're going to go to North Fairmount for news where you live.
The head of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development will tour the English Woods complex. That's going to happen July 22nd. The Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority is preparing to evict tenants and, as you may know, demolish the complex. The city of Cincinnati, Hamilton County, and some other officials are against that plan. A public meeting on the issue will be held on the 22nd at the North Presbyterian Church. That's on Hamilton Avenue, just north of Chase Avenue in Northside. In Over the Rhine today, some teenagers living in the neighborhood fired up the grills to serve the homeless.
Teens from the Young Men's Program of Mercy Franciscan of St. John's fixed hamburgers and hot dogs for hundreds of people in Over the Rhine this afternoon. The group works to help keep at-risk teens in school and provide positive experiences and opportunities. And today, great food. We thank them for all their hard work. Look at them working there. That's great.
There is a weekend-long celebration is what this is going to be planned. This is for Northern Kentucky. The first Newport motorcycle rally begins Friday at Festival Park on the levee that runs through Sunday.
There will be several bands, food, drinks, vendors, a custom bike show, and different motorcycle rides. The rally will also include a fireworks display, of course, for this holiday weekend, and that would be news where you live.
More local news now. Kentucky State Police won't take a break this holiday. They are planning checkpoints in areas known for bad automobile accidents. Troopers will be looking for alcohol violations, unlicensed drivers, proper registration, and seatbelt use. The checkpoints are part of the 100 days of heat, they call it, to reduce fatal crashes caused by drunk driving, speeding, and those not wearing seatbelts, which are the principal reasons that people die in automobile accidents, particularly on this weekend.
Absolutely. And if you're trying to find a place to watch fireworks this 4th of July, you have plenty of options. The city of Edgewood will shoot off fireworks at Freedom Park Saturday night. The Villa Hills Civic Club's celebration is also Saturday night at Franzen Field. The fireworks should begin there around 9:30.
On Sunday in Middletown, there will be fireworks at Smith Park. Loveland is also holding its celebration that night at Nisbet Park. And for a complete list of fireworks displays in the tri-state, you can go to WKRC.com. The entire list exists there. Our local 12 in Touch phone poll today asks, what is your favorite part of the 4th of July? Cookouts, the day off of work, maybe fireworks or parades? What about you?
This is
Working?
fun right now.
Yeah.
Yes. We're working together. That's right. I'm not sure they can call 12 in Touch right now, but the number, as you know, is 345-1212. If it's not up right now, we're going to get it up as soon as we can. So have fun with it. But anyway, it should start a discussion around the grill this evening. You can talk about it, conduct your own poll on the terrace or in the family room or wherever you're able to see us right now. Meanwhile, a tri-state hospital is receiving more national attention. The study makes today's health headlines.
Cincinnati Children's Hospital is named the 7th best pediatric hospital in the entire United States. The U.S. News and World Report's report of America's best hospitals was released just today. U.S. News has published its list of America's best hospitals for 15 years.
Nutrition experts say it may be one of the healthiest diets in the world. The Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet appears to have health benefits that go beyond the way we typically eat in America.
Local 12 medical reporter Liz Bonus has the story for us.
Researchers have long thought the Mediterranean diet, the traditional eating plans in places such as Greece and Italy, may play a key role in protecting against heart disease. One 4-year study found that people who follow this diet actually have 50 to 70% fewer repeat heart attacks. And a study by researchers at the Harvard Medical School found it also may help extend your life.
At Andy's Mediterranean Grill, they think they know why.
It's very light, doesn't feel like after dinner, you feel like comfortable.
The diet is built around plants, such as vegetables and fruits. There's rarely a meal without a salad. Side items are made from beans and chickpeas, such as hummus. And there's very little meat except fish and chicken, which are piled high with disease-fighting foods.
The chicken grilled, marinated and grilled, and we wrap it on pita bread with mayo, garlic, lettuce, tomato, pickle, and parsley.
Olive oil is the main source of fat in the Mediterranean diet, a good kind of fat called monounsaturated.
Monounsaturated fats break down easily in the bloodstream, so they're not going to clog up your arteries.
But it may be more than the foods that make this diet so good for you. Researchers in environmental nutrition found that Mediterranean eating is a lifestyle. Each meal includes water and fine wine. And those who eat the Mediterranean way don't just eat, they dine, and they take their time.
We have a laid-back dinner, live longer, eat better.
So the bottom line in all this is that while the foods may play a key role, the lifestyle may play one as well. So next time you're thinking about eating the Mediterranean way, 2 hours for dinner. With your Medical Edge, Liz Bonus, Local 12.
And Liz says exercise is also part of the Mediterranean way. Walking is often an after-dinner activity, an important thing to do. They say you should never just sit down and watch TV after you eat dinner. You should keep moving, then come back to us. Just in time for the 11.
Yes, easier said than done. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Well, as we have been telling you over the past half an hour or so, things are a bit different here at Channel 12 today because we have had a catastrophic failure of a generator system, and also some sort of a power surge that sort of kicked the whole thing off.
It was quite dramatic. There was a bit of an explosion. There was a bit of a fire. No one was in danger. Everyone is safe here at Channel 12, and we don't want anyone at home to be alarmed either. But if you were with us first at 4 this afternoon, about 4:10, we went off the air. We tried to come back a little bit, and then we went off for good. And now the only reason we're coming to you is because Time Warner Cable, our good friends at Time Warner, they are helping us out so that we're able to come to those of you who are Time Warner Cable customers. Everyone else in Cincinnati and northern Kentucky is unable to get this signal. So if you're a Time Warner Cable viewer, you're able to watch Channel 12 right now, but everyone else can't see what's happening, so you can talk about it this weekend over the grill.
We're apparently feeding Time Warner over a telephone line at the moment. That's how you are able to see us. Folks in northern Kentucky, as of yet, are not able to see us. I'm told that Dennis and Keller is outside where people are working to, well, that's not going to happen. Dennis and Keller is there, but we're unable to connect. This is what the studio looks like as we are trying to broadcast to you. All the normal things that we usually use here to get to your homes are out of service. We have one camera and a bunch of lights at least are powered up right now. And short of that, there is no other way for us to get to you. So it's rather like it was many, many years ago when you and I started in this business.
Yes, it is. Yes,
it's very simple.
And then Jude Redfield came out a moment ago, did a great broadcast here with the weather, but he also said that these were the days of pioneers, and that would be referencing us when we started our careers. So we do have Dennis and Keller in the parking lot right now. We can see him.
Right. He's checking if, I don't know if you can hear me, Dennison, but Dennison is checking on what has happened and what will happen out there. Dennison.
Hey, Rob and Dana. As you know, normally I'd be able to hear you through this little thing called an IFB, but I can't do that. Normally, you see reporters kind of wear these in their ears and whatnot. Since we have no power, this doesn't do me any good, so we're kind of winging it here. Just to give you a behind-the-scenes look of what we're trying to do to make this thing happen and get it on the air for you. This is called our satellite truck. You might see these as we go on 12 on tour. Normally, Dan, if you could pan up the big tower here, the feed will go up that tower and we'll disseminate it there throughout the tri-state. That's not happening because we're losing power. So what we're doing is, this is called a satellite truck. The big dish there on top of that truck actually beams it up to a satellite in space, and at the moment it's being beamed back down through Time Warner Cable, and that's how you're seeing it at your home right now. Everything else, all the intermediaries in between, that's all shot. This is how we're also making this happen. You see all this cable, hundreds and hundreds of feet of cable have been strung out across our parking lot into the building there, into the studio, and that's where we have a camera shot. And meanwhile, we have a whole host of people working very diligently in here. There you see that's our chief photographer kind of manning the switches there, Kevin Jordan, a couple of the producers. We have about a half dozen people in the truck. We use this truck out on live shots periodically, particularly when we're further away from the main studio. Normally we'll have 3 people in there, a photographer, a reporter like myself, and maybe the satellite operator. Now we're pretty much jammed to capacity, but these are some of the behind-the-scenes things that are going on right now, just so we can try to get you some sort of picture, some news out here across the tri-state. Rob and Dana.
Dennison, thank you so much. I understand. I'm not quite sure if Dennison told you this or not. We were unable to hear him, but we are told that CG&E is in the back of the building now where the problem exists, with backhoes and jackhammers trying to get at the problem and reconnect us, in essence, to get us back on the air. We now are coming to you over Warner Cable and not into northern Kentucky, but we are efforting as we go to fix that problem.
So, our operation here at Local 12 is still running, and we are still covering news, as you know, and so therefore we can tell you now that we have breaking news to bring you. Cincinnati fire crews are investigating a report of fumes in the building at Wheery Hall. That's on the University of Cincinnati campus, East Campus. The building has been evacuated, and crews were called to the building about 15 minutes ago. And again, we do have a Local 12 crew on the way to the scene at Wheery Hall, where it's been evacuated, on UC's East Campus, investigating a report of fumes, and we'll bring you more as soon as we learn more.
Now, on to other news of the day. The Independence Day party at Christ Hospital makes more local news for us. It was an honor to all the men and women serving our country. The hospital put on a slideshow of soldiers serving overseas. Letters sent to hospital employees from members of the military were also read. Christ Hospital decorated several units in red, white, and blue, while employees dressed up to show off their patriotism today.
They are one of the most endangered marine animals in the U.S. And just recently, the Cincinnati Zoo helped return an injured manatee to the wild.
And today, wildlife expert from the zoo, Thane Maynard, goes behind the scenes to show us how the keepers are caring for them.
We're here in Manatee Springs, where with this clear water, it's an exact depiction of the kind of springs where you would see manatees in Florida. I grew up down there, and we used to see them in the 60s and called them sea cows. But since then, they've become rock stars.
He's waving! He's waving!
One of the reasons that manatees have become so popular is that they are a highly endangered species down in Florida. So they've become sort of a poster child for American conservation. The reason that manatees are becoming increasingly endangered is that the population of humans in Florida grows every day, and so does the population of speedboats and jet skis, who, when they interact with manatees, often kill or injure them. Of course, the business end for manatees happens behind the scenes, where they have 150,000 gallons of fresh water. It's also where they prepare their food. They eat 190 heads of lettuce a day, half romaine, half escarole. They put them in these weighted tracks, and then one of our keepers, who are also certified divers, every day go in with the manatee.
We have to go down and make sure that they're okay every day, and make sure they don't have any kinds of medical problems, any cuts, any bruises. And they also are very social, so they like to spend some time with us, and we like spending time with them.
Hold on, Buster.
They're very gentle animals, very gentle. Basically, they're like a big Labrador retriever with no hair.
When our divers go in addition to feeding lettuce, they give them treats for enrichment of carrots and sweet potatoes. When you see them around the manatees, you might be surprised that they're not interacting directly with them or going up and hugging them. If the manatee comes up to them, that's okay.
Oh, look, he gave me a kiss.
And the reason is these manatees are going to go back to the wild eventually, and they're often near people, so they don't want them to be habituated to interacting directly with people. Isn't that wild? At the Cincinnati Zoo, I'm Thane Maynard, Local 12.
And for more information on our Isn't That Wild segments, you can go to WKRC.com.
And we'll be right back in just a few moments.
With the holiday weekend upon us, most of us will be participating in some sort of a holiday festivity here or there, maybe a little grill out, a little fireworks here and there.
Sounds like fun. But in one neighborhood in Florence, Kentucky, we'll be celebrating with a little more enthusiasm than most. Local 12 reporter Dennison Keller shows us how they are living the meaning of this holiday.
It is Independence Day weekend, so the signs of patriotism may seem like typical holiday fare. But these markings are more than a celebration. They're a welcome home.
Because when we first came in, the first thing I asked my dad was, I was like, oh, so this is for all the troops. And he looked at me, he's like, no, son, this is for you. That everyone put that out just for you. And
Marine Corporal Stephen Pater spent 6 months in Iraq guarding military convoys. This is his first time home in 2 years. For sure, a special occasion for any time, but even more so on the 4th of July.
Like growing up as a kid, 4th of July was pretty much, it was my grandfather's birthday. So that was pretty much what 4th of July was to me. It was the day we got to get fireworks for my grandfather's birthday. He was a World War II vet, but I never would have imagined this many years later that now I'm a combat vet coming home on 4th of July. And now I realize what he realized when it was the 4th of July, what it meant to him, and now it totally means that to me.
I have my son back, and it couldn't be better.
It's great. When everyone comes up, shakes my hand, they don't even know who I am, but they'll shake my hand and tell me thank you for what I do. And I mean, it'll bring a tear to your eye, because it really hits you when people actually really do support what we do.
In Florence, Dennison Keller, Local 12.
So we're back.
Yes.
Jude joins us now with...
Not quite. We have to tell them the Carolina. Now, Jude.
Okay, you got it. I'm ready. Jude Redfield is ready. He has his graphics, which are rather unusual, but a lot of fun.
State-of-the-art graphics, Rob. State-of-the-art. We actually have Precision Doppler 12 working just fine. Don't worry about that. We're having a few technical difficulties, but Precision Doppler 12 radar is looking real nice. In fact, let's go to Precision Doppler 12 radar as we pan on over. Look at this little setup, huh?
Nice on your
Nice, on the laptop, that's right. Right now, not much going on. If you're heading out to the ball game, I don't think we're going to have a rain out. We might have a rain delay, but currently, just a few isolated showers and a couple thunderstorms, mainly to the south and west of downtown Cincinnati. Look down towards Carrollton along the Ohio River. You can see some of that action. Everything pushing off to the north very, very slowly. I'm talking around 10 miles per hour. So if this holds together, it might make it into downtown Cincinnati, but it's going to take a long time to get up the Ohio River. There's a little action across portions of the Hoosier State from Paris Crossing down through Bethlehem in Kentucky, LaGrange, Kentucky, seeing a few of those showers and storms. I do want to mention this. If you're underneath one of those cores where we have the oranges and reds, it is going to absolutely pour down rain. So we're not talking about light showers, because where it's raining, it's coming down very hard. In fact, we did have a little bit of localized flooding down around Owen County and far southern Owen County earlier this afternoon. Portions of the Corinth area saw around 2 inches of rain in around a half an hour's time frame, so that is not a good thing. Let's go to the almanac and current conditions. Let's start you off with the almanac. Thank you very much, Jeffrey Creighton. We put together some incredible graphics for you. Now, we don't have the razzmatazz and razzmatazz that you typically see on the evening show, but this gets the job done. Right now, we have a temperature in the lower 80s across much of the tri-state. Earlier this afternoon, we hit 87 for that high, a day above the average high, which is now 85. We had that nice stretch where we had those temperatures at night in the 50s and the highs right around 80. Well, that is long gone. It's going to be a humid weekend with temperatures in the 80s. Records remaining the same, 100 degrees back in 1970. Now, current conditions. Thank you, Vanna. Oh, Vanna, let's see, 72 over 69, extremely humid. That relative humidity, 90%. The winds are from the south at only 6 miles per hour. Last hour, in a wind around 14 miles per hour. It's not going to be a gusty weekend. A very stagnant air mass in place. The winds will not be moving. We're talking around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Fireworks on Sunday. The smoke is just going to sit in your backyard. So don't plan on that smoke getting out of your neighborhood anytime soon. Tomorrow, this is how it's going to look. We have a slow-moving low pressure that's bringing plenty of rain across Missouri back into Arkansas right now. This low pressure heads off towards Champaign, Illinois, eventually up towards around Chicago and Grand Rapids. It doesn't move out of our area until probably late Sunday night into Monday. So tomorrow, inside this area where we have the green and these little raindrops that I did draw, that's where we have the best chance for scattered showers and storms. It's not going to rain all day. But I'm telling you, keep in mind, if you're underneath one of these storms, you could pick up 1 inch to 2 inches of rain in a very short period of time. But don't cancel outdoor activities because there's a chance your house might not get wet tomorrow. High pressure continues to move away. That will not affect us at all. Low pressure will keep us a little muggy, a little dreary, both Saturday and on the 4th of July. To the forecast we go. So smooth. Look at that transition. Tonight, scattered showers, mainly early this evening. Later on into the overnight period, a lot of it dies off, but with the ground moisture out there, we will see some patchy fog develop. Low temperatures around 68 degrees. A humid, humid night. Tomorrow, quite a few clouds around. At times, a few breaks. We'll see a little sunshine. Areas of thunderstorms will start to develop, especially in the afternoon hours. High temperatures in the middle 80s. Planning forecast. This is a masterpiece. This is done by Jeffrey Creighton himself. Rob, we're going to frame this. We're going to sign it from the weather staff and give it to you.
Thank you so much.
That's our gift. That's a nice little flag and firework display. 85 tomorrow, 81 on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, middle to upper 80s. A daily chance for rain. People have been asking to water their lawns for Mother Nature. Well, you'll get it over the next couple of days. Some areas get a little more than they want. Some areas won't get enough. Scattered about, low temperatures at night in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. Keep in mind as well, we have a lot of people that are going to be outside tomorrow and Sunday. If thunderstorms pop up, get inside. Lightning kills more than tornadoes, more than hurricanes, and we see it in the summertime so many times because people gather outside. One lightning strike, you know, if it hits a crowd, you're talking about potentially a lot of injuries and potentially some deaths. So if thunderstorm pops up, just get inside, let it pass on, and go back outside and go about your business and enjoy it and have a great 4th of July weekend.
And you don't have to see the lightning, right? You just hear the thunder, there's likely lightning.
If there's thunder, there's lightning somewhere. You don't always see it. You're exactly right.
Great, thank you so much.
Good advice.
Another little handoff. You guys are doing a fabulous job.
Thank you,
Without
Jude.
the prompter, too.
Oh, yes, and we really, really like the precision Doppler 12 radar on your laptop. This is nice.
It looks real nice.
Yes, it does.
We'll talk again. Thanks very much. We'll continue now with the evening's news. John Holliman seems like something out of Tom Hanks' movie, Catch Me If You Can.
And like Tom Hanks' character, he did get caught, but not before convincing the Cincinnati Fire Department that he was a real doctor. Now investigators are trying to figure out how a 20-year-old man without a college degree was able to pass himself off as a physician and, as Local 12 reporter Jeff Hirsch tells us, was allowed to ride on city ambulances.
Yes, Your Honor. The first case on the docket is John Holliman.
John Holliman is no stranger to stranger than fiction. In Columbus, he's been charged with impersonating a police officer. Now in Cincinnati, he faces 2 counts of practicing medicine without a license and is being held on $50,000 bond.
I anticipate more offenses to be revealed probably in the coming week.
Specifics are still sketchy. For example, how many runs Holliman made. Doctors frequently do ride with ambulances, but usually only as an observer, not as a participant. Also unclear exactly what Holliman may have done on the runs.
Well, it's my understanding that he did present some kind of documents to the fire department personnel indicating that he was a physician. Now, whether they did any additional checking into that at this point, I don't know. But you got to think that there's a better way to do this.
While the supposedly phony doctor was apparently able to pass himself off as the real thing, it was firefighters who became suspicious, called the police and said, hey, this doesn't seem legit.
This incident recalls another phony doctor case of more than a decade ago. Tom West was actually able to walk into hospitals and do minor procedures on acquaintances. Things have changed since then.
Within the hospital itself, it's hard to get into the hospital without a badge because most of the doors are secured with badge readers. So it would be very hard for someone to get in. Now, 10 years ago, we did not have any badge readers or very few.
Tom West is still in prison perhaps through 2009. If convicted, John Holliman could be joining him for 2 of those years. Jeff Hirsch, Local 12.
All right, we're back, and the spokesperson for the Cincinnati Fire Department was not available for comment. The state of Ohio does have a website which tells if a doctor is licensed in this state. That site is license.ohio.gov. Again, license.ohio.gov to check if the doctor is licensed. Other states do have similar sites.
We'll save a place at the table for the Bengals if casino gambling comes to the city of Cincinnati. The team may have a major say in plans to bring a casino to the riverfront. The team's lease with Hamilton County bans gambling venues between the Suspension Bridge and the Clay-Wade-Bailey Bridge. Mayor Charlie Lucan this week said he supports bringing casinos to the riverfront to promote economic development and make the city more interesting. An amendment has been introduced in Columbus that would allow one riverboat casino in Cincinnati and another in Cleveland. The Bengals tonight aren't commenting about the particular situation.
Now, this Sunday, you will see something you've never seen before on Independence Day: flags at half-staff.
On June 5th, President Bush ordered that flags be lowered to half-staff for 30 days in memory of the late President Ronald Reagan. That order remains in effect through Monday.
Preparations have begun for one of the biggest Independence Day celebrations this weekend. 92.5, the Fox is throwing the All-American Birthday Bash this Sunday, beginning at 3 p.m. at Sawyer Point. Rock legends Joan Jett and Foghat will perform, and Rozzie's famous fireworks will be launched at 10 o'clock.
Our Local 12 in Touch poll today, which is up and running, and we have checked, so it is available to you to call and to vote, is asking, what is your favorite part of the 4th of July? You can call Local 12 in Touch at 345-1212, or you can log on to WKRC.com. That, too, is up and running. We'll have the latest results for you a bit later in our broadcast. We should be with you for at least another 35 minutes or so with local news.
30-second letter.
Thanks for being with us today. It's been an interesting day, to say the very least, here at Channel 12, because we have experienced a major problem with electricity here and an outage.
It happened about 4:10 during First at 4 this afternoon. We've been broadcasting you through the courtesy of our friends over at Time Warner Cable, so we appreciate your patience with us. And we're going to take you to the network here in just a few moments. But first, we want to give you one last look at the weather.
Right, and you need to understand, too, that there will be an interruption of sorts right at 6:30 as we break to the network. It may last about 15 seconds. It may look odd at home, but everything will be okay as we join the network. And no real problems, but about 15 seconds worth of strange air. Jude, if you're going out tonight, what can you expect?
Well, especially a lot of people going down to the ball game. Indians are in town. I think we're going to play baseball, maybe a brief rain delay. It will be brief, but if it does happen over the stadium, we're going to get some downpours. We're seeing a couple of those mainly in northern Kentucky right now. The next 5 days, if we can pan over here real fast and show you this, we're going to see temperatures around 85 tomorrow. It's going to be humid, scattered showers and storms likely all the way through the 4th of July. Now, it's not going to rain constantly, but if you're outside, I might want to have some sort of a backup plan in mind because, you know, we're going to see rain at times here and there scattered about the tri-state, and some of it will be heavy.
I know some folks will see fireworks tonight. Madeira is planning a fireworks display tonight. So give us your best guess.
For the most part, I think once the sun goes down, we'll lose a lot of the action tonight. Don't cancel any outdoor activities tonight. You know, we'll see a couple showers. More of the action will be tomorrow and Sunday.
Great. Thanks a lot.
We thank you so much for your patience with us today.
And with God's help, we'll see you at 11 o'clock.